So I wanted to book a very special show. I wanted to have people that mean something to the show and mean something to us. And there's been one guest, the first guest that we booked, the very first. We said we had to have this guest on the show. In fact, this guest wasn't even supposed to be here. But we got her on a plane. We brought her to New York City. Why? Because she is a member of the Parlay Boys. She is the pride of Venezuela. She is the #1 contender in the women's bantamweight division. She is the great Julianna Peña. There she is. Julianna Peña is here. Show some love to Julianna Peña. Wow, look at Julianna. This is great.
What a vibe.
Isn't this fun?
This is amazing. How are you guys? This is awesome. Thank you. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ. Yes, that's right. Mama's coming back soon.
We have a lot to talk about. Thank you for being here. Every guest that is here was in New York already. You're the only one that got on the plane. And you said to the UFC, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't need your $295 tickets. I'm coming to Ariel's show, and that's all I'm doing here. Is that right?
Hey, I said one way or the other, I got to be here. I got to be on this show. Ariel made it happen. Thank you, Ariel. Super pumped to be here.
This is amazing. Okay, we have a lot to talk about, but first, now that you're in the flesh, here I can ask you, I can look into your eyes. Is it really you making the picks on the show? Because I'm actually now starting to, because you actually came into the green room over there and you're like, where's GC? Where's Frank? Where's there? And I'm like, wow, you actually do know these people. So this is real?
I don't understand why, like, I put Shine on the show, you know what I mean? Because I'm a fan.
Yes.
And then every time I put Shine, he's like, it's not really you. It's not really. I don't know anybody that's going to question the Shine that I put. Why would I put you on?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you have like an assistant or a friend.
I don't have an assistant. I'm not that rich yet, Ariel.
All right. All right. So you're a legit.
I'm a legitimate fan of the show. And, of course, I've been watching you. We've been doing this for a long time.
We have been doing it a long time. And your picks are pretty good.
10-1, I think.
10-1.
You want to win. You want to win your parlays. You better listen to what the VIX has to say.
By the way, GC, is that right? Is it really 10-1?
I don't know the actual stats.
Okay,
but,
all right.
yeah, she does well. She does.
We're gonna roll with 10-1.
I checked. It was like 10-1.
Okay, here's the ultimate. I haven't asked you this. Who is your pick for tomorrow? Because we've already announced your pick. Do you remember it, or am I putting you on the
It's the girl
spot?
fight, right?
I don't know, GC.
Yeah,
There's one thing that I know for sure that my dad
taught
taught me. Always go with the safe bet.
Okay.
Like, always, like, it's got to be a sure thing. You know what I mean? So, like, the girls, they got the punching power of, like, a pink bunny. And
yes.
You always know they're going to go to a decision. So, like, I'm always picking the girls to go over 3 rounds.
And is that the pick?
Go
is she
3
right?
rounds.
Yeah, that is the pick. She hits me up every single week. We've never had to ask for it before. Tuesday night, the pick is waiting for us.
There you go.
Unsolicited.
I've never asked her for one.
Wow. She's the real deal. She's the real deal. Well done. Okay. So it was last Friday. I'm sitting there. I think it was Friday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Friday. And all of a sudden, I see this graphic come up on Twitter. And it's Mayra Buena Silva against Raquel Pennington in Toronto for the vacant title. What happened? Why isn't it you?
I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you guys are going to be force-fed this horrible interim title fight.
Is it an interim? I think it's a vacant title fight.
No, it's going to be interim.
Okay,
They're just
all right.
keeping it warm. They're belt warming
All right,
until
all right.
I come back. Mama's coming back. So apologies for the fact that I cannot compete, but I will be back fighting. My next fight will be for a title. So whoever wins between those two chicks, I'll be fighting the winner.
Okay, you've been promised this.
I have, yes.
Okay, that is good to know. Why aren't you fighting in January?
I know that everyone didn't believe me when I said that I had to, fall out when I was fighting Amanda, but I legitimately did have an injury, and I'm still trying to heal from that. So I'm not going to give every single injury because you got to keep a couple of cards close to the chest. But I am injured, and I'm trying to heal from injury. I won't be back until summertime.
Wow. So
yeah.
I think he said you heal up.
Thank you.
So it's the same one that's persisting.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Fair enough. What do you make of that matchup? I know you say it's like the boring matchup and whatnot, but who do you like in it?
I'm going to give a little bit of a shine to Raquel because I feel like over time she has gotten better and better as time goes on. She's definitely a durable fighter. She's capable of being a champion and getting that belt. So I would say that Raquel has the veteran on her side. She's a vet, and she's gotten significantly better as time has gone on.
I feel like you guys have a good relationship. No, you don't have a good relationship. Like you and Myra are going back and forth like there's a heat
okay,
there.
so here's the thing. At least Myra is like a dance partner. You know what I mean? Because look, at the end of the day, I want you guys, love me, hate me, whatever. I want you guys to be invested in my success. I want you to be invested in my failures. It doesn't matter. I need you guys to watch the fights. I want you guys to watch me fight. And the point of the banter back and forth is so that I can have a dance partner, so that I can make it more exciting, so that people are going to want to watch. With Myra, I have that in her because she's got a mouth, I got a mouth, and we can go back and forth. With Raquel, it's kind of like crickets, So it's like, for me, it'd be better if Myra wins, so that way we can make it more exciting for all of you guys.
Okay, so that was literally my question. Are you rooting for Myra because of this reason?
I would not root for either one of them. And may the best woman win, and I don't want to put too much emphasis on either one of them. Who cares about them? Let's talk about me.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. What happened with Myra? Because I think, didn't she have like a suspension or something?
Yeah, she's a cheater.
I don't know what it was all about.
Listen, you give me an Adderall right now, I'm going to freaking go through the roof. You know what I mean? I'll run through the brick wall. I'll do everything, So whether they want to call that performance enhancing, I don't know. But I mean, I know from an MLB standpoint, whenever people are about to get popped for roids, they say take the Adderall so they can say, no, I have a condition and I have to take Adderall for it.
I actually didn't know that. Is
it's
that a real
thing? It's a masking thing.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
How did you know that, by the way?
I got my sources there.
All right, fine. Wow, I didn't even know that. Are you happy USADA's going away?
No, not necessarily. They've been working so hard for the last 5 years to clean up the sport. So, when they said that they were done, it was like, okay, so it's going to be like the Wild Wild West is going to be a dang free-for-all. And, everybody's going to be roiding up again, and it's going to make the sport harder to trust that people are going to be clean. I mean, even with USADA, this girl's popping for Adderalls, Right. So I hope that they can get somebody that it's going to be, as good. But for me, it was like they usually come at 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh. I live alone with my daughter, and it was really dark. They came and knocked on my door 5 days ago at 7:30, and I freaked out, who's here? You know what I mean? Who's at my door? And I was like, well, what are you doing here? I don't know what happened to my original lady, but they came to test me so late at night, and I was like, okay, I guess this is their last their last,
right. Hurrah.
Last hurrah, and then they're gonna be gone. So.
Have they ever showed up at 6 a.m.? I've heard those stories. Of course,
yes.
That's
These guys are such a pain in the ass. Yeah.
Why can't they show up at 9 or 10? Why does it have to be 6?
Well, we're already training at that time, but at
but
the
they
same
could come
time,
to the gym.
No, 6 a.m. is ridiculous. I mean, I'm waking up at 6 a.m. to take my kid to school, but
right.
Before it was 6 a.m. What do you do? Who even?
Right.
Yeah.
Wasting your time, and you can't go to the bathroom. You have to take blood. What's to start their day taking blood at 6 a.m.?
See, and that's the thing is when they take blood, this is exactly what happened to me, and this is why I'm a little bit upset at USADA. They came in to take blood from me. The chick was so I don't know, couldn't stop talking and was we got all in the mix, and she ended up forgetting that she needed to take as many vials from this arm, so she ended up having to do the other arm. So now I'm walking out of there with both arms taken, and she had to take double the blood. And
my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying, because I feel you got to do your job,
right.
But maybe actually after that I went to the UFC and I said they're screwing up the blood test, and they said the next time that happens you tell them you're not giving them blood on the other side, number one, and number two, you'll never have to give blood like that ever again. And I didn't know that was kind of the precursor to them saying that USADA was done.
Wow.
But yeah, I think they screwed up, and I don't know exactly the ins and outs of everything that happened, but whatever, as long as we have some sort of governing body to keep the sport clean, I think that's the most important thing.
Okay, this is what I want to ask you about, because I think a lot of people would share my sentiment here. Something happened in the last couple of years with you. You were just kind of swimming along, and then all of a sudden you've really embraced this heel role. I mean, really, you and Dylan is quite the vibe too. Yeah. When did that happen? What was the turning point? I was wondering,
is it most hated MMA person night?
Wait, who's in that category? Just
me and Dylan.
Okay, fine. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't in that category. I'm gonna exclude myself.
No, I mean you got your own fish to fry. Yes. I saw you and Chael last week on
No,
Wednesday.
We're good. It's just friends. It's just friends.
Didn't look like it.
Just friends. So when did that happen? Like when you took
I
that
think
turn?
that, like I said, as time goes on, you kind of start to embrace the role that you're in. You're fighting on the biggest stage in the world, and you need people to be engaged in your fighting. And so if I got to say, I'm going to steamroll that bitch in the first round, then that's what I got to say, because at the end of the day, whether I talk shit or not talk shit, I got to get locked in the cage and back it up anyway. So what difference does that make what I say?
Right.
At the end of the day, we're going to have to fist fight. So whether I talk, whether I don't talk, it doesn't matter. But if I do talk and I get the buzz going, maybe more people will tune in and watch me fight.
And you can feel it, right? Like people care about you. It may be that they want to see you lose, but at least they care. Isn't that what you want?
I swear, there was a massive uproar in my DMs and all over my social media when they found out that Mayra Bueno Silva was fighting for the title, because they do want me. They do want to see me fight, and they want me to, be the champion. I am the champion. I'm the synthetic champion. It's just a matter of time before I get that belt back. But with that being said, I think that they do care, and they do want to see somebody who is, confident and boisterous, and somebody who's going to say, this is what I want and this is how I'm going to get it.
One of the great travesties, I would say, in recent UFC history is that we didn't get the trilogy with you and Amanda. You're 1-1. How do we not get the trilogy? Do you think it will ever happen? Will you ever entice her to come back, or do you think she is officially... He said that, by the way. The gentleman over there said, what did you say? She don't want the smoke. That's what he said. Hello, Amanda. Big fan. Do you think it ever happens?
I don't know. I think that, as from her standpoint, look, I already had told you, from a personal standpoint, congratulations, wish you the best, right off into the sunset. You got your 10 millions of dollars. Really hard to do your road work when you're waking up in silk pajamas every day.
What a line.
Yes.
I've never heard that line, by the way. That's a great line.
But, from a athlete standpoint, it's like, how can you do that? When we're playing Rochambeau, we go 1-on-1, we just walk away and we say, we're not gonna play finish to see who the winner is.
Right.
I think it's a little bit of a cop-out, and I think she was like thanking her lucky stars that I got injured, because she knew that she was going to be in a dogfight. She knew that she was going to lose the belt, and it was perfect for her to take an easier fight, because then she can ride off into the sunset and say, I retired on top. That's what everybody wants to do, is retire. They want to go out on their own terms. But since I didn't get to have that fight, she got to retire, and my goal is to make it so enticing for her in my next fight that she says, I'm coming back and we're going to settle this. And that's what I would like to happen, Can
I throw something out there?
Of course.
I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Forget about the Julianna Peña, Amanda Nunes trilogy fight. There is a bigger fight that I want for you next year. And it's not even you versus the winner of Mayra Bueno Silva and Raquel Peña. Do you have any idea what I'm going to say?
Is it Honda?
No. She's long gone. You think she comes back?
No. Everyone kept saying it, and I was like, they're telling me she's not.
The one that I think would be incredible to watch, and I think the build would be fantastic, the Venezuelan vixen, Julianna Peña, against the two-time Olympic gold medalist, Kayla freaking Harrison. What do you think about that?
I would love
That's
to.
a big time fight. In her debut, she comes over and fights you.
Yeah.
That's big time stuff.
That would be, I love that. That cross promotion.
Yes.
I would love that. Can she make 135 though?
She's done it. No, she did it. No, she did it in Invicta 145. Do you want to meet her at 40, or is that?
I'm willing to catch weight. You pay me enough money, we can clear these chairs. I'll fight you right now. You know what I mean? I'll fight anyone.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, whatever. We can make a deal.
Okay.
I'm ready to make a deal.
I think that would be fantastic. Another person in the crowd mentioned the name Macy Barber the last time you were on. And then you said something, she said something, and went back and forth. Where does it stand with you and Macy Barber?
Yeah, I'm not going down. Your girl thicker than a Snicker. I can't. 125, which one of my butt cheeks you talking about,
Right.
So I can't cut down to 125, but absolutely, she wants to come up. Let's do it. Absolutely.
Okay, so you have options.
Yeah. Well, if these girls want to meet me halfway, and of course, if I met Kayla Harrison and they were able to do a cross promotion, absolutely. I don't see why that couldn't, be in the realm of possibility.
On a serious note, being so high up in the game right now, but having to deal with the injury mentally, how are you dealing with this? Because you're right there, right? This is everything you've ever wanted. You could be champion, you could be defending the belt, and yet the body is not allowing you to do that. How hard is that?
Can I be vulnerable with you guys?
Please. Let's be vulnerable here, Julianna.
Aside from this, I'm like in a sinking depression hole. You know what
really?
I mean? Yes, there's
sorry.
nothing more depressing than being injured. But the way that I am trying to deal with that is being in the gym to help my training partners. I have a lot of training partners that are also fighting in the UFC that are getting ready for their fights. So for me, my only way to you know, make myself crawl out of that depression hole is to give back a little bit and to, you know, sit from the sidelines and be able to help them as much as I can. But I got to tell you, seriously, being injured and not being able, I wonder if I wasn't injured or if I wasn't fighting, like, what would I be doing? I'd be, you know, losing my mind. I'd probably be in jail or something, punching people on the streets left and right, you know? I'm so thankful for MMA and what it has given me and how it's changed my life. I couldn't imagine me doing anything else other than being a fighter. And so when that's taken away from you, it is very taxing mentally to have to bounce back from that, especially when you're wanting to get healthy, you're wanting to fight, but your body is just, you know, not cooperating. So for me, I think that this is a great time for me to just take a step back and heal. I just need to heal. And then when I'm ready and when I'm healthy, and just like the UFC says, come back, girl. We'll be ready for you. Whenever you're healthy, you just let us know and you'll be right back in the mix.
I love it. Let's show Julianna some love because she will be back. She will be in the mix. She will fight for the belt. She will win the belt. No, don't go just yet. Don't go. Let's take some questions from the people, shall we? Are you cool with that?
Absolutely.
Let's give the people what they want. This gentleman here has a question for Julianna. Say your name and where you're from.
Steve from Brooklyn. So you were talking about you're always looking for a dance partner and someone just to kind of like promote the fight. Do you actually have any real beef with any of the girls on the roster?
You know, aside from the girls that I lived in the house with on The Ultimate Fighter, I would say no, except Mayra Buena Silva, because, you know, she's talking, like, this girl's, like, making birthday wishes to, like, beat me up, and I'm like, it's not going to happen, you know? So, but I like that. I like that there's actually somebody else that's willing to, you know, tango with me a little bit verbally, because it makes, you know, me get out of bed and be like, hell no, it's never going to happen, you know? But with the girls on The Ultimate Fighter, I think that those beefs are real, because I'm literally living with these people for 6.5 weeks, and they're, you know, talking shit about me right in front of my face, you know? And so with Raquel, that was real beef. That is a real situation that I had with her, where she was a bully and she was very mean to me in the house. And so when we fight, it's going to be like, this is personal for me.
Great question. Great question. Anyone else have a question for Julianna? Right over there. New York Rick is going to give you the microphone right over there, right behind you. Just say your name and where you're from.
This is Jeff. My son Max here. We're from Virginia. Big
Hello.
Fans.
All right, cool.
Hey,
welcome.
Julianna, nobody is as good as you on the mic. Nobody talks like you. Do you have plans to go into TV after this at the UFC desk or something? You're amazing.
Interesting. Good question. Good question.
That's a great question. I fought in Fairfax, Virginia, so props to Virginia.
Shout out.
Yes. You know, Campbell McLaren, I have to be honest with you. Campbell McLaren gave me my start, and he had me commentating for Combate Global. Yes, it was on DAZN, and now it's on Paramount Plus. So shout out to Campbell for giving me my start. I could talk MMA all day. I mean, I could literally talk to a wall because I just got the gift of gab. And when you're passionate about something like MMA, it's just natural. It comes easy. I love commentating. Like I said, I got the gift of gab, and when it comes to MMA, it's like it's so easy for me. So what I would really love to do is segue that into the UFC, like Laura Sanko, and be a commentator for the UFC eventually. You know, that's what I want to do in the future. Thank you for that question.
Great question. Any other questions for Julianna? We have one gentleman right over there, guys. Just let us know where you're from. What a great crowd this is, right? Isn't this amazing?
It's so amazing. I love
you
it.
people so much.
I love
we really
it.
appreciate you guys. All right, go ahead, sir.
Hey, how are you? From Queens.
Shout out.
Queens in the house, baby.
That's right.
Thank you. I know we're all talking about Kayla Harrison, but what about Clarissa Shields?
Oh, interesting. Okay, Clarissa Shields. Do you know who she is?
Yes, of course I know who she is.
Legendary boxer.
Absolutely. Again, I would say that's a weight discrepancy, but
Sure,
if we
she's
could
big.
find a proper weight class for both of us, absolutely. Like I said, I am not privy to clearing this thing and fighting you if they pay me enough money, okay? So any and all comers, you just got to pay me.
Can I ask, main event tomorrow, Yuri Prochazka, Alex Pereira. Who is your pick? This is not officially a parlay pick, by the way.
Let me tell you guys a story. So it's COVID, right?
Okay.
It's like literally crickets in the UFC event. You know, the Apex, there's like 12 people in the crowd. Yeah, it was horrible. I'm holding hands with Dominic Reyes' mom the entire time. And Jiri just came out and said that he was out in that fight. And I remember holding hands with Dominic Reyes, and when Dominic knocked him out, did that flash knockout, we jumped up and I said, he's out, he's out. And then he like flash knocked out, came back, and then he was able to win the fight. And you guys, I thought he was dead. I thought Dominic Reyes had died. I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with Sean Shelby, Hunter Campbell, and we're like, we are witnessing the first death in the UFC. We thought, and it's not funny. It's not funny because legitimately, Dominic Reyes, I don't think has been the same ever since.
Right.
I was scared because I was like, we just witnessed somebody kill a man. Jiri Prochazka is an incredible athlete, and so I am so excited to see him come back. His fight with Glover Teixeira, amazing. And you know, I saw that he was like meditating in the dark for 3 days, not eating or anything. This guy, yes, and with that hair, you know, he taped it up, but he had like the little broomstick thing going on in the back. I wouldn't want to fight a guy like that. Oh my gosh, you can pay, we can clear the room and you can give me all the money. I'm still gonna say no. You know what I mean? Because he's a bad dude. And
so you're picking Yuri.
I would be happy to see Yuri win. Absolutely.
Okay. I feel like a lot of people are picking Alex, but nice to see a supporter. And what about our friend of the program? Everyone together now. Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, na 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 na. Tom Aspinall. Yeah, Frankie, well done, well done. That's the Tom Aspinall chant that we love every time we say his name. Tom Aspinall, Sergey Pavlovich, another kind of scary guy. Who do you like in that one?
You know, I like Sergey because he's just been, you know, on fire. And I would say props to Tommy Aspinall. Taking the fight on 2 weeks' notice, you know. I don't want to go against Tommy Aspinall because
you don't have to.
Okay,
you
fine.
don't have to.
All right, I'm gonna go Tommy Aspinall.
All right, Tommy Aspinall, Tommy Aspinall, la la na 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 na. Any last question for Julianna? Anyone else? I saw one other hand somewhere. They love you.
Thank you.
Oh wow,
Thank you.
My wife wants to ask you a question. How about that? I love this. Tell us your name and where you're from. Oh, it's Claire. My daughter wants to ask you a question.
Hello.
Claire, here we go.
How did you start being a wrestler?
A wrestler, fighter. How did you start? That's Claire, everyone. Show some love to Claire. Yeah. Well done.
What a great question, Miss Claire. Thank you for that. My sister invited me to a women's cardio kickboxing class to lose weight. And hey, I was a chubby bunny, like I said. I like to eat. And so I started the women's cardio kickboxing class. My coach, Rick Little, he asked me, where did you learn how to box? And I said, I don't know how to box. He said, well, where did you learn how to punch? And I said, you just taught me. And he was like, oh, you're a natural. And, you know, I haven't looked back since. I threw my first official punch, because, you know, I was fighting as a kid.
Sure.
Yeah, I threw my first punch at 19 years old, actually, and haven't looked back since.
That is amazing. Wow. And so you would tell Claire, who's just starting her soccer journey, to keep going, right?
Yes, never give up, Claire. Keep fighting hard, and you know, God will bless you.
That is amazing. Guys, can we show some love to Julianna Peña? What a freaking legend. Thank you so much, Julianna. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Bye, you guys. Thank you so much.
The future Bantamweight champion of the UFC. She will be back. Thank you for coming, Julianna Peña.